to fmtraining.tv. My name is Margaret. I'll be your broadcast engineer for today. I'm here with the wonderful Nick Hunter. Hey, Nick.
Hello.
Starting today, we are continuing our FileMaker WebDirect series. This will go on for quite a while, the next week, I believe, and the week after that. We're doing day 7, day 8, and day 9. I'm not entirely sure it's on the docket, but Nick will tell you that shortly. If you'd like to support the channel, we greatly appreciate it. Please consider buying one of our FM training bundles. We have 3 options. One of them comes with FileMaker. The biggest, most basic one has the 3 courses on Pro, Go, and Server. Pretty much our courses cover everything you need to know to start as a total beginner and become like an intermediate FileMaker developer, able to work on your own stuff. If you've bought it already, thank you very much. Seriously, it's greatly appreciated. People who pop in are like, man, I really like your live stream format, but I'm not a big fan. Let me rephrase that. I really don't like they like the idea of learning FileMaker. They don't like the live stream format. It's understandable. Our live streams are conversational. I will routinely interrupt presenters with questions. We don't like to aggregate questions towards the end because frankly, people ask kind of off-kilter questions relating very specifically to what's happening on screen, and it's really difficult to backtrack to figure out what they're saying. And we're here to help interact the community and help bring the community up and educate the community, and that's really difficult if we save all your questions to the last 5 seconds. So, if you don't like this format, that's totally understandable. Feel free to grab one of their bundles. The videos are all very organized. They're very specific. There's no interruptions. They're not an hour long. Anywhere, I believe, from like 4 minutes to 30. Okay, I think we're probably good. Nick, what are we doing today?
Okay, hello everybody. Thank you, Marge. Thank you for the introduction, and so happy Monday.
Yes,
So, yeah, this is a Monday. So today we continue this series of WebDirect, but now we're going to start about talking about building, and so we talk about security, we talk about login, we talk about stuff like this. So this is, I know the boss wanted me to be clear on this. Because what we say is public, it's in the wild, so we want to make sure that we don't say anything that can be wrong and can lead to problems, right? So that's why I needed to take care of covering all the aspect of the login and the security. So I think you saw that security is a problem. I mean, it's something you need to take care of. It's not because it's a FileMaker problem. It's a problem in general. Look, all the updates you have, security updates. So pretty much if you're on Windows, 99% of the update on Windows is security problems. So if you use a VPN like I'm using sometime, every day you have, we have a security issue, right? So security is a big deal, and I understand. We cover this, and we know that FileMaker, it's end-to-end, is encrypted, and it's protected at a very high level. It's just the login that we need to make sure that the login and all the security privileges and stuff like that, when you get in, to make sure that you don't open too much, let's make sure you open a crack and not the whole window, right? Okay, so the whole house open to everybody. So we covered this the last 2 weeks, right? So now we're going to talk about a little bit about the design and about the general rules about design principle in WebDirect and the philosophy behind it. Knowing that, I'm not going to explain you guys how to use WebDirect for a replacement of a FileMaker client. In my opinion, it doesn't make any sense to replace a FileMaker client. It doesn't make any sense. Why? It's because you have pretty much on Windows and Mac, you have the client for free, right? So before it was something you can consider, but today no, right? So if you want to use FileMaker solution, a full FileMaker solution, just use FileMaker Pro on Mac and PC, and FileMaker Go on the iPhones and iPad, right? If you want to go to an Android device, which is more likely an iPhone or a phone, well, you cannot run a FileMaker solution meant for desktop on a phone. Anyway, So you have to redesign it for phone using WebDirect, which is pretty much if you design for a phone, if you design for FileMaker Go, which is the next webinar, by the way, if you design for a phone, you design for WebDirect. I mean, you can use the same layouts for an iPhone and run it on WebDirect for Android, right? So if that's what you want to do. But that we will do that the next 2 weeks, right? 2, 3 weeks. I don't know. I know. Yeah, we changed the schedule, but we have time for that to discuss about this in September. And but for now, we talk about WebDirect. So WebDirect to me, okay, where is my main usage? Main usage I have is to give her access to my database with the project to to an external person, to an external user, somebody that is not working in my organization, like a client, like a provider, somebody that work with you, somebody that want to access his stuff in a public manner. Like, let's say you offer a service, right? And I want to send you documents, and I want to, and so I want to subscribe to your service, right? And so you have a website, nice website, like I show you, right? And then you want to log in your account and see your bills, see your stuff, see your documents, get access to your personal stuff as a customer or provider or whatever, right? So and WebDirect is a good platform for that. And the first day I made a dramatic demonstration about something I built for or somebody that doing like a property tax optimization in the United States, and that changed his life practically. Before it was all about phone calls, it was all about emails, it was all about talking to people like this. And with the platform, with their access, we give access to the customer, which he has a lot. We talk about thousands of customers, right? That changed his life completely because suddenly, in matter of weeks, right, he got nothing like paper to an online login, personal, customer portal access, right? So imagine the big change that made in his life, right? So that's the philosophy. That's how I'm going to use for WebDirect, and I want to talk about this way of using WebDirect because replacing FileMaker Pro with WebDirect will take so much efforts, okay, for very little benefits, right? A very little benefit. So you can use for WebDirect if within your organization you want to give access to people. Let's say you have somebody working for you. I have an example that is something I built like years ago, and it's a school of dance. So I'm taking this example a lot. It's a school of dance in Montreal, okay, in Canada. I'm speaking French, so they want something in French. So yeah. So I was doing this thing for them, and they wanted their employees to look for, oh, what do I need to do today? What is my schedule today? Oh, as a teacher, right? Oh, 9 a.m. I have this class in this room, and this my students, the little students for that class, for that room that day. And okay, so I need, and then I have a 10 p.m., 10 a.m., and then I have a 11 a.m., and then I have a 1 p.m. Okay. And for each class, you have a list of students, and then you want to know which you do like a absentees, and who is there, who is not there, right? And then we can we know how many people were there, the students, something like this. So that was a WebDirect it was a WebDirect page. So I built a WebDirect page between, so you have I built like unfortunately I cannot show you. It was like a login, and based on who is getting logged, I knew, oh, this is a teacher. So let's go to that layout. Oh, this is a manager, for example. Oh, okay, you want to this layout because it's different, right? So based on who was logging in, I could direct, and you can imagine how easy it is to do that. You log in. Oh, who is logged in? Oh, this guy is a teacher. So if login equal teacher, go to this layout. Else, if login equal manager, go to this layout. Else, so you have something like this. It's very easy, right? It's very easy. So, and that changed their life as well, because before they had all papers, right? It was all with paper. So they had paper. They had paper on their, on the walls like this, and on the entrance of the school. So now they have their phone, right? So they have their phone, and they can go with their phone if they want, or with a tablet, because they have tablets, right? So it was very easy to build within FileMaker, so everything was live. So the advantage of doing something like this with WebDirect is everything you do is live. It's live, is instant, because they have access directly to their account. So before we start, do we have any question about this?
We do,
what I
actually.
just talked? Okay, yeah, I imagine that's why I'm.
What are Nick's thoughts on WebDirect being a piece of a website to present, say, a searchable and/or filtered list of items?
Oh, okay, can you repeat, please?
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
What do you think about WebDirect being a piece of a website to present a searchable and/or filtered list of items?
Yeah. For example, a good example, an example, because I did that for a friend of mine here in Greece. Okay. You had a restaurant, and a small one, a restaurant I'm going every day. It's small restaurant, very touristic, but it's a cheap restaurant. The guy don't have money, and he say, "Yeah, I want to have a menu. I want my menu, right? But every day change. So every day the menu change pretty much, right? Sometimes he's doing this, sometimes he's not doing that." And then he said, yeah, because I had something before, like a PDF, but people were asking, oh, we came to eat that. Oh, I don't have it, next week, right? So he said, I want something like he can update every day. So I said, okay, no problem. So I built him like a small FileMaker database, right? And he had a small server. He had a PC in his office like this. I said, okay, I share, it's very, very with a small server like this, and very cheap. He didn't have money, so I did something like this. And I built you had a page, the homepage like this, and I built a menu that you can go, and it's in Greek, so I don't I don't want to show that. And it has a menu daily WebDirect, and you can click on buttons like this, and it's a portal and with a filter, and you have like a main entrance, starters, main course, and stuff like this with price, right? And sometimes you have photos, but because it's easy with WebDirect. A container we take a photo with the iPhone, click, boom, bam, done. You have the photo, you have description in 5 languages. It's you can go far for a small item like this. So yeah, and it's a search. The buttons are filters. I'm filtering the pour, whatever. So yeah, WebDirect is a good example. You can have a list of items you're selling. Something you have. You say, okay, yeah, inventory. Let's say you have an inventory. Let's say this. I was a passionate of classic cars, and that's for fun, for pleasure. Sometimes I'm going to that website, and they have inventory. Oh, what do we have in inventory? So they have car makers, models, and years from this year to this year, that model, right? And sold by price or sold by new arrivals, right? So, and each time I'm using this, I say, I could do that with WebDirect like like this, right? So yeah, it's a good. So you have a website, and then you say inventory, and pop, you can build WebDirect to look like your website. You can retrieve the same photos, same logos, the same thing, right? And people want to see you want FileMaker, and then you can say, okay, search for that, like the inventory stuff that I just said with photos. You can have photos, right? Uh, WebDirect would have been a good fit. Actually, I could do something better than that website with the classic car, right? So yeah, more responsive and better, and sometimes it's the photo stuff like this. So yeah, I totally agree. If you have a search, right, especially when if you want to have something efficient with WebDirect, you can use the technique I'm using for filters with a relationship and stuff like this. So that will be so fast, so responsive, right? It will be very good. It's yeah, I agree. It's a good way. Yeah, definitely you can do that. Did I answer well?
Yep. Did that answer your question, Ken? Let us know. There's a comment from someone that I'm going to read. It's not a question, but it's a comment which is interesting. There's no need to maintain the FileMaker Pro installations when you are going WebDirect only. Updating X clients on a regular basis could be
No.
time-consuming.
Yeah, but like I said, if you have a lot of PCs or Macs, so you can do or update. Normally you have a server, and you have tools to do a deployments and update. I know what the biggest environment I had with FileMaker was the city of Montreal. Remember in 2016 I was doing things for them, always, also because I was in North America and speaking French, and and they have 150 people, right? They start with 10 people, and then it was so great. By the way, FileMaker was so great that they start with 10 people on the side. Nobody knew who was, 250 people, like in matter of month, because it was so great. Sorry to say that, but not because of me. It's because of product. It's because FileMaker. You can build stuff very cool. So if you have, and I remember they had an environment that they were pressing a button, update, deploy this in all the PCs. Knowing that most of the time you can do updates. The update is, oh, we have a new version, and you click update like this, so the user can do that by themselves. I understand what you mean, but it's not as bad as it was before. Where you had to do an install to get an update. You have an updater. You know what I mean? So it's not as bad as it was. So even though I won't see the benefit of, because making a solution to be fully featured for WebDirect as it would have been with the FileMaker Pro, yeah, it's not the same. It's not the same thing. It's not. You have many things that you need to take care of, and I'm going to talk about that right now. Right. So I'm sorry to say that, but do you agree with me? I don't know who asked me this.
This was
But do you agree? Yeah. Okay. So do you agree with me? Like, I don't remember when I had to install FileMaker from scratch. I mean, yeah, once in a while, once a year, or recently I had to, for this new FileMaker 23, right? I had to install it, right?
Yeah, I guess that only whenever
But
I install FileMaker is like when the new version
there,
comes out.
sorry.
That's only when I said that's the only time I ever install FileMaker is when the new version comes out.
Yeah, so it doesn't happen that often, and if you have a lot of PCs, you need to use another technique. I mean, you have all the other technique to update your environment, all the platforms, right? So you have all the tools you can use instead of shooting you in the foot with WebDirect, because WebDirect is great, but it's like asking, other. It's like asking, oh yeah, I want Photoshop fully. I know that exists, but it won't be as great as an app. No, it won't be. So, and you understand what I mean? You don't have the comfort, you don't have the responsiveness, and you have other problem, by the way. You have a browser problem, and you can run into the same problems when and I mean, it's my opinion. Okay, I mean, but I think we're both right on this. But if if you want to go that way, WebDirect will handle it. But you have some effort to do. It depends. Back off. It depends the complexity of your project. I mean, of your solution. If it's a very simple solution, first name, last name, okay, yeah, you can go. But I'm building stuff like sometimes so big, right? That if I had to do that on WebDirect only, I would have been like in trouble. Much more efforts. Many things won't work. I have things that doesn't work as good as not native, which is normal, right? So, other question?
Yes. This is
Yeah,
become an ongoing discussion. Um,
yeah,
okay.
it's good.
Ken, this is about the searchable and filtered list of items. This is kind of a follow-up from Ken. I was
Uh-huh.
thinking, I was thinking about on the Balloon Fiesta page putting up the list of pilots who have attended over the years, so you can filter by years, search by name, etc. Rather than export the data and port it into the website HTML. I was thinking of sending them to a WebDirect page of the database.
Yeah, I was thinking about this, Ken. I know your database. We we were like
We did
many
spend about
weeks
a month.
together.
Yes.
Yeah, we spent a month together, and yeah. So definitely, you could put all your solution, especially the way we rebuild it. Remember, we could do that. You could put that as is on WebDirect with minimum as is, and do all your stuff, documents and stuff, all your stuff with WebDirect. Obviously, you know, there's absolutely no problems, especially the way we build it. Remember, it was kind of heavy for WebDirect as it was before, but we did some modification and we updated and we modernized it together. And now the new version we built together, there's absolutely no problem, no brainer. Actually, you should do it. You should get rid of your HTML stuff. It doesn't, it won't, I mean, for this type of solution, it's exactly what I was talking about. You know, um, like I said, Ken, you just validate my thinking. You have FileMaker, and then you have a website. So you have two different technologies separated, right? There's no bridge between the two. Or you could, but they are heavy. You need to have HTML, PHP, whatever skills, which is there's special people for that, right? So, and and after that, I'm going to talk about something else. Put that on the side. But if you just click a button and say login, right, and the guy come and see all this stuff, I don't, I don't know, but definitely everything you do to search and retrieve documents and stuff by date, there's absolutely no problem, and you should get rid of, because now what you need to do is to export and import, and as you update your solution, your website is not updated. And when you understand, so imagine that you have customers, right? Like the first example that I told you, and so you have a PHP slash HTML slash whatever SQL slash blah on the web separated, and then you have a FileMaker solution, and then you do a modification, and you need to pull that on the web, and people on the web do modification then to pull that on the WebDirect. It's a lot of efforts. It's complicated. And then you need to go DBC and you need to go whatever, whatever stuff, yeah, I know you can add PHP fields and you can access to your solution. I know that. I know, but it's not as simple and as straightforward that just using WebDirect, right? And do it with WebDirect directly. Like I'm going to build with with FMSP the next 3 weeks, right? So but here it's good to have this conversation to make sure that we understand. And I think Ken understood, and I think you guys understood as well, right? There
Uh,
is, do we have it on? Yeah.
we do.
Yeah, no, I like it. I like it because I like to. This is exactly what I want to have a discussion about point of view and sharing thought and guidance and stuff like that. So go.
This is the purpose of the stream. I'm going to ask David Angel's question. Maybe you understand what he's saying. I'm a little lost. David says, if you can, you go with FM Pro? Question mark.
Yes, to understand the question. It's not if I can. You should go FM Pro. I mean, you should go with clients, with native clients, okay? Because it's free. Okay, back off. Before it was complicated, and you needed to enter the serial number. You need to put the floppy or the CD or DVD or whatever, like 15 years ago, 10, 20 years ago. But now updates, you install online, you download online, you download, you install, boom, right? And for more than a year, you'll be good with the version you have, right? And unless and then you have a new version, but you can keep going with the version you have and update later. I mean, when you have time, right? And so, yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me. This is my opinion of my life. It doesn't make any sense to me to replace FileMaker Pro client with WebDirect. Doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry, but I don't see the benefits. Yeah, if you have Linux machines, but it's 0.001% of the population. I mean, I'm sorry for you guys. So if you want Linux, well, yeah, you need to go WebDirect. Yeah. If you want to use FileMaker, yeah, you need to go WebDirect. But other than this, if you are PC, Windows, Mac, iPhone, iPad, you don't need WebDirect. You really don't. You have native, FileMaker Pro clients, right? And I will go straight to FileMaker client. I will never do web, but WebDirect, for all what we discuss about what Ken wants to do, the school of dance for the employees, the guy, tax guy with his customers, a thousand of customers. And sometime I, during the peak of the year, you have to peak. April, April 15 in the United States, and he has October. October is when he has results, and then he say, "Hey, pay me." Yeah, here your bill, money. I need to pay Nick. so, so yeah, so you had, and sometime on the server, I was scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling like 120, 150 users simultaneously, right? But but the WebDirect is light page. It's not a big picture. It's light stuff, right? So yeah. Other questions?
I think we've actually wound down. So, what did you want to talk about today?
Okay. Yeah, no, it's a no, no. Yeah, actually,
So this is legitimately fantastic.
no.
We
Yeah,
haven't had a
this
sit down
exactly.
Nick
This is
conversation in a while, but it's good.
no. We need to have a discussion. I mean, to make sure that we understand the products, because and Claris has problem to sell this stuff because they don't understand. And that's frustration, right? And if they don't understand, how you guys can understand? So I came with a clear usage of this. Of course, you can do, whatever. My friend that is with me here from France, right? He has a Tesla in France. Okay, he can start his car. He can close his car. He can do what with the phone. But the phone never been invented, thought for this. But he can do it. So with WebDirect, you can do whatever you want, right? But we need to have some clear usage. Okay. So clear, our focus. We need to focus on something. And to me, it's a good way. It's the best way to open your solution to outside. To open your solution to other people.
Yes.
Okay.
This is an interesting use
Yeah.
case, though, so I'm going to interrupt you because it's cool. Code to go. We have tens of thousands of desktops in our current business. We use WebDirect for basically all the desktops because we have a managed desktop environment. We don't want to fight with IT about installing and updating the FMP client for thousands of desktops.
Okay. So you have a very unique situation, especially in the FileMaker world. And I understand so now I understand. Okay, now I understand. Okay, so you don't want to fight with the IT department because the IT department say, okay, FileMaker, we don't know what it is, go away, right? Correct. So I had the same problem with the city of Montreal, and FileMaker was installed, under the radar, right? So it's like coming to it was like installed like you go next to the server, like a USB key, and you were installed like this with the USB key, like, oops, I installed FileMaker. Sorry. So pretty much we start like this, like 10 people, like, shh, what is this? Shh. You never saw it. No, really, it was like this. Shh, you never saw it. Nobody was allowed to talk about this. And then finally we have 150 people, and when the IT department said, oh, we need to shut down this crap, and people say, okay, if you shut down this crap, we shut down you. Okay. so pretty much it was so big. Okay, so if you have 10,000 people, well, I understand. And but so the question is, are you happy with WebDirect? That the first question I will have for you. Are you happy with WebDirect? Is it doing well?
Yeah, I'm curious, Code to go. Like, do you just have like a couple people that use it, but they need to be
No,
able to?
he said 10,000 people.
Well, he has 10,000 desktops. I don't know if all desktops are using WebDirect simultaneously.
Okay, so yeah, so we need to ask this. So how many people do you have actively with the platform? We are using FileMaker.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll let you know when he responds because Code to go is on Twitch, so he's on like a 90-second delay.
Okay, yeah. So we can wait. So, but that's a good question. I mean, he has 10,000 or PCs or whatever workstations, right?
Mm-hmm.
So and he has FileMaker. The IT department says we don't even know what FileMaker is, and they don't even want to listen about this. I understand. All my life I run into this. Recently, I had a customer in England. They had the same problem. They had to change the IT because they hired some IT, and everything was nothing was working, because they say, oh, we don't know FileMaker, we don't interested in FileMaker, we don't know how it works, we don't want to learn, we don't want to invest time there. So they changed IT with somebody say, do you know FileMaker? No, but we can learn. Okay, learn, and we hire you. They learn and they hire them, and okay. So yeah, and I understand the IT problems, right? So it always be the problem. The IT department. If you go outside, or if you go outside office with our IT department, they don't even know what you talk about. So pretty much, right?
Okay.
So,
Code to Go says he is mostly happy with his WebDirect experience. It is a very old database that needs updating.
Okay,
But
so I understand. So what you good say code to go code
yeah, Code to Go.
is code okay. Okay.
Yeah, I call it C2G if
Yeah.
that's
So
easier
this
for you.
yeah this webinar will be very interesting for you because it's exactly what we're going to do. That I mean, how we can how we need to okay, how we need to think the solution, right, to be a good web direct experience, because this is exactly what it is. It's an experience, and it's a totally different experience between client and web, especially that. So, do we have any other question, or we can start?
We can start. Last comment from Code to
Yeah.
Go. He has 250 people accessing the system, which is pretty
Okay.
substantial.
Yeah. So are you happy with the performance? You know what? Can you contact me? Can you give my contact to whoever? I'm interested. I mean, I mean, let's talk offline.
It's an interesting
Uh,
case, yeah.
yeah, it's
I'll drop your email into Twitch chat.
yeah, and maybe we can talk, and maybe you can come in the show, right, with Zoom and share screen, and then we can talk about this, and maybe we can work on this live if you can, if she's no problem with
It
the
sounds like it's medical, so I doubt it, unfortunately, but it still would be an interesting
yeah,
chat.
but sometimes they don't that they can share a part of it without the
Yeah,
customers,
without
the
people,
patients,
without
right?
yeah.
I'm not, I
This
just
is
think
an interesting case. We're all interested in
yeah,
very.
but no, not only this, but I have extensive knowledge about medical solutions, because pretty much I start my career in France, making solution for medical practitioner like family medicine,
Hmm.
dentists, oncologists, and chiropractors.
Hmm.
You know, all those people. So pretty much, they're to do their RX and the RXing, and all of those
Prescriptions,
things
yeah.
are prescriptions and patients, stuff like this, and dentists. I did a lot of dentist because France started to have this, like a credit card, or medical,
Hmm.
ID with a chip, and then they had this whatever reader. So they were putting the card, the medical card of the customer, of the patient, inside the reader, and boom, they were transmitting to the states all the thing, because it's a socialized medicine over there. So, and it was completely new, and no thing was existing pretty much for this. We're talking about the late 90s, right? So, and it was with a modem, and 28. But I started my career doing things for medical, and then I pretty much all my life I did stuff for medical stuff, or so I would like to talk with that guy.
Yep.
um
Give him your
uh,
email. He said he'd reach out to you. So
yeah. So so let's start. Do we have another question, or we can?
we're good. Whatever you can do
Okay.
in the next 30 minutes, let's go.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, even 20 minutes. Yeah, because I cannot stay too much. I have a
Okay, and
meeting after
that's
that.
fine.
Yeah.
We do have days and days and days of this to
Yeah,
go.
exactly. So no, it's because I have a meeting behind this, and
Ah,
then
okay, yeah.
it's late for me, it's late for him. So let's continue the discussion here. Okay, so let's go to the layout, right? And so we can't um, build a layout for WebDirect as we will do for our FileMaker Pro client. Why? Especially in my case scenario, because you are going to give access to a solution, to a screen, to a layout, to people who doesn't know squat about the FileMaker-ish way of presenting data. You know what I mean? So that means we have very, very, very FileMaker-ish stuff, in FileMaker, and they have no clue. The people have no clue, right, how to use that. So you need to stay within the standard of the industry. You need to stay in the design guidelines that everybody will recognize, everybody knows, everybody has used to have, right? You cannot give something to a customer using or using your layouts with an experience completely unknown, because they will feel completely uncomfortable. They will feel like lost. They will feel like unsafe using your stuff. And at the end of the day, they will feel like, what the heck is going on here? I have no clue. I have no idea what's going on, and I don't want to use it. And people will hate using your stuff. And then by the end of the day, you say, oh, WebDirect is crap. So it's that the shortcuts say, okay, oh, my customer doesn't like it. Poof, WebDirect is not good. When it's not at all the case, right? So also, you cannot ask a web browser, to be good in performing things that is not designed for. You know what I mean? So, for example, when I see this layout here, right? I mean, there's too many things. There's too many things. It's not organized the way. It's not organized for our, what's the name? For WebDirect first. So we need to go. So I'm not saying that we're going to remove things. We're going to keep all of the things, right? But you cannot leave things like this, right? You can't, because it's not visually, for people, that's too much, way too much, right? So the first thing that you need to remove from the first thing you need to remove is that, oh, you there, right? And then you come here, you type this, boom, validated on the web. You know what I mean? Validated. So this, tell me one website where you go straight in and you come here and you change this, like this, boom. I want one website that is not FileMaker, okay? I want you guys to give me one URL right now on Discord, and I'm going right away and I'm going to check it. Don't try, it will never happen. You can't find one, right? So that, because this is FileMaker, but you have it doesn't exist any other way or any other platform, whatever web app or whatever websites where you can do this. Most of the time, when you need to do something like this, right, you have a UI that tells you what happens, what is happening. So you have an edit button, edit data, edits, open, right? Whatever. When you edit, you get a UI, right? That is obvious. And then you change your data, and then you validate your change. So you have a button validate, a button okay, a button, yeah, get in, right? You have an action, something that you have a visual response. You have a visual to give a feedback. That was the word I was looking for. You have a visual feedback that you give to your customer, to your user, a sense of confidence. and they know what they do. They edit the data, right? And then when the data are edited, they validate it. Okay. I know this is kind of problematic with FileMaker. Okay. Because FileMaker has this, I'm going there, I'm doing this, and boom, it's validated, right? So it's there. And if I do this, and I do this, well, I don't have an undo. And what if I want the data back? I need to go to the backup that 1 hour ago, or yesterday, or last week, right? So last week. So so you know what I mean. So it's gone. It's gone forever. I don't even know that happened. Sometime you go there, you do this, and boom, bing, bam, boom, gone. You don't even see. You don't have a message that say, do you want to save it, right? So you can go and do this, right? So you have this option in the layouts where, so yeah, sorry. So record, save record change automatically. So you have this, and then you can now have some or feedback, say, okay, you modify this, right? And you do this, and then this. Save the record, don't save, cancel, right? So you say save, okay. But still, right? There's other ways that you can do, because that means on every single fields, you will have this message, right? On every single fields, you will have this message. So somebody will do this on fax, somebody will do this on website, you click outside, right? So that means, there's other ways, much more comfortable to change those things, okay? You add more building time, right? We will see that, how we can do that. But at the end of the day, it's you had so many comfort to your users, right? But also, for example, in that case here, what you want to change, people to change, is those fields and those fields, right? So, right? So, um, so you need to isolate the field they can change, right? And then make a treatment out of this. So the first thing is how to present data. Here is too cumbersome. It's not organized for website browsing. It's not, right? So we will see how we can change that, right? So how to organize. So the first thing we're going to see, how to organize data, visually, because this is way too complicated. There's way too many things, right? And too many things that, there's too many things exposed, right? You cannot have all those things exposed. You need to limit what they can do. I'm not saying that you need to remove things. I'm saying that you need to limit what you expose. Make sure that visually things are understandable, right? And then and I will show you. I will show you all of the things, how we replace this instant editing things with something more comfortable, more easier to understand, or how. So you cannot say add a note and boom, it's added, right? For example, here, boom, added, right? It's added. I don't have a cancel. Where's my cancel button? I want to cancel. I'm sorry. I click. I just, I want to. I click on the button. I didn't want. So let me do this again. I click on the button and I didn't want to do it, and that's it. Is there, right? On the what's the name, on the pro, on the client, you can do that, right? Because it's kind of expected. On WebDirect, you cannot. I mean, you can. I mean, WebDirect will allow you to do that, but it's not at all standard with a design guideline and principle of web at all. Especially when you open to the customer, you open to the wild, you need to respect all the design standard. That is nothing to do with FileMaker. It's a web design standard, and this is what I'm not saying how the button will look and how the color to use. No, I'm going to tell you the UX, the user experience. So you have two things in design. You have the user interface and the user experience. Two things. The user interface is how it looks, right? And the user experience is how it's performed, right? And both of them need support. So you need a support here. I have no UI. Ergo, I cannot have a UX. Why? I have no UI, no UX. Why? Because it's missing a support. I have no support. Nothing to, I don't have a window open with a add new node title with the node, the type, and then I have the cancel button and the OK button, right? Or the validate button. I don't have, so that is the support, the window, the car style, whatever have you. And, and then you have a UI and a UX on the support. This is the guidelines and principle of every design. On the web, we need to respect. We need to respect things, right? Otherwise, you lose, because people say, "What happened here?" Imagine that, by the end of the day, you will have like 10 new notes, and then you have an email from your customer say, "I don't understand anything about your stuff," So I'm going away. I'm running away because I don't understand. So here, too many things. We need to reorganize all of this. This is a standard light version of FileMaker starting point. And it is, to me, it's a little bit too basic, right? Because you have too many redundancies, right? There's too many. Now here you have one line here, one control here that looks like exactly like this one, look like this. Here, this is very cumbersome. This is this is impossible for people to read that, right? They can't understand what's going on here. When I see this, I'm feeling like in the late 90s using FileMaker, using Microsoft Windows help. I don't know if you remember, but you could have 5 or 6 level of embedded tabs. I don't know if you remember that on FileMaker XP or something like this. And it was so complicated that they even implemented the help of the help, right? So yeah, you have the help of the help. I don't know if you remember that. Yes, Microsoft invented the concept of the help of the help. And then I was saying, where the help of the help of the help? Because, so, so we need to, we're going to work on this, and I'm going to show you how to replace that and how to be fully WebDirect compatible, right? Not web, sorry, back off. How to be web compatible, how to be within the standard of the web. And then you user will feel like, oh, okay, yeah, I know that. It's like my bank website. Oh, I know that. It's like Facebook. Oh, I know that. It's like LinkedIn. Oh, I know that. It's like my whatever AI stuff, right? So, so they will feel like are things that exist, right? Things that they used to have. They won't feel lost, right? There's many guidelines like this here is okay, right? Like to have a button like this, right? To have something like this. This is okay, but you cannot have a lot of this here. could be cumbersome on WebDirect. Editing fields in popover. This is something we don't want, right? Editing things on popover we don't want. Like having a popover and typing something here. This is terrible experience for web. So yeah, we will see all of this. So we will run throughout all of those things, right? And so you will see that it won't be difficult to change this. For example, here, when you go here, for example, this will be a terrible experience for web people, right? Because there's too many things. It's not organized well for the web, right? And but it's just a reorganization of things, right? So we're going to run all of this, and case by case, I'm going to explain why we need to do that, because we're on the web, and I'm going to show you a better way to do that, case by case and object by object and feature by feature, right? So that will be the next 3 weeks. So do we have any question? I need to run into my other
Nope, you're
meeting.
good.
So
So I'm happy to wrap it up. All right.
okay,
You
yeah. So we in time today.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I said,
Yeah. So tomorrow we're going to. So today we had this discussion that we know where we are, and tomorrow we build. Right?
Absolutely. Sorry, I was muted.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Okay.
It's been often. I can speak English. It's the only language I know. Today's been awesome.
Yeah, you can do that. You can. I know you can do that.
You all have a lovely day. We will catch you for some more WebDirect shenanigans tomorrow. Bye-bye, everybody.
Okay.
Have a good one.
Bye bye.